I am starting to notice a very, very interesting trend. Very, very interesting indeed. Young men are leading young men, and young women are also leading young women. That is a very interesting trend indeed. And I want to dissect that a little bit. I want to dissect that because usually the ones who live the life gets all the life lessons and they make all the mistakes and they pass that knowledge, they pass that wisdom down to the younger generations. That is not happening at the frequency that it used to happen. That it used to happen, and is not happening at the frequency that it's supposed to be happening at. And I wonder why. I wonder why. Matter of fact, I think I know why. I think I know exactly why. And you probably already know what I'm about to say. So let me go ahead and get it out of my system. Hold up. Let's let some of the seconds roll by so I can beat the algorithm in cursing words, right? It is because a bunch of these men, a bunch of the older men are a bunch of bitch made ass motherfuckers. I've said it before and I'm gonna continue to say it. And young men are seeing that. Young men are seeing that the older men are not leading. They're not leading. The older men, they do more judging than leading. They don't do any constructive criticism. They do criticism. They don't want to take you up under their arms. They want to throw you off a cliff. That's just what's going on. And the young men, and when I say young men are leading young men, what I mean is the 25-year-olds, the 26 to 28-year-olds are leading the 20-year-olds, the 21-year-olds, the 22-year-olds. No more. And it's from what I'm seeing. What I'm saying now, I'm not talking about your father and all that stuff. Yeah, your father's supposed to be a father, right? I'm not talking about all that, but the men in the world, right? And then too, let's take it towards fatherhood as well. Uh, so even a lot of men, even a lot of young men now, they have fathers in the household. They may have a father in the household, but the father is a simp. The father is a bitch. The father is he lacks a backbone. The his mom or the wife may be the one that's leading and making all the decisions and you know bursting his bubble and bursting his nuts. Yeah, this is happening as well. A lot of men, they're in marriages that they don't lead. A lot of men have kids and they're not leading the kids. The mother they're leading the kids. They're making the decision. They're making the choices. They're being the logical brain in a lot of these marriages. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it. So even outside of the father, let's just say in the world, as far as mentors, let's say as far as um uh men in the workplace, right? Men in the schools, all these different men, right? Just think about the men who you come across on a daily basis. They are not leading. They are not leading at all. A lot of men have just they've just become so damn feminine. They become so damn feminine and they don't it's not in them to lead anymore. A lot of men lack testosterone and this goes for the older men. See, older men, they want to stay in la la land. They want to stay in Delulu land, right? They want to live in this dream world. That's where they want to live. See, the younger men, we want to operate outside the box. We want to think outside the box. We want to think outside the system. We want to think outside the matrix. But as soon as you do that, here come the older generation. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, young blood. You don't know what you're talking about. I done lived. I'm 50 something years old. I know what I'm talking about. Like like the world just revolves around you being 50 something years old. Like these young men um don't have lives of their own that they're also living. They don't have experiences of their own that they're also experiencing. And this is where the big disconnect comes from the younger generation and the older generation, right? The younger men are living totally different lives than the older men. The older men thinks the old guard is still here and they think this flies in the new world when it doesn't, right? Older men, they still believe in simping. A lot of the older men still believe in simping. Most of they ass are nothing but a bunch of damn simps. They're a bunch of damn simps, and women are the center of their lives, right? Some of these guys, we talk when you talk about Gen X and older millennials, right? They're on their second and third marriages. Like, damn, I'm done. I'm done after the first one. There's no going back after the first one. No. But some of these motherfuckers, they're on their second and third marriages. Why? Why? Why do you want to be married again? Bro, go MGTOW. Go free agent. Go live your life somewhere. You already live most of your life in the United States. Now it's time to get out of town. Now, and that's when I recommend that you become a passport bro. After you done decentered your life from women, and you've already done that, been there, done that in America. You already done been there, done that in the workplace and all that. That's when you go get a new experience. That's when I recommend that. Right? So let's clear the record, right? But a lot of these guys, man, a lot of these older cats, man, they don't want to change. They don't want to do anything different. And as soon as they see the younger men doing something different, as soon as they see the younger men going against the grain, they don't want to nip that in the bud, right? I'm telling you, some of my biggest haters, bro, are older men. And if this doesn't apply to you, I'm not talking to you. You have no reason to respond if this doesn't apply to you. If you start applying and bitching and whining, I know you the motherfucker that I'm talking to. But if I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to you. But this is just from my experience. I can only speak from my experience and some of the other younger guys that I speak to, right? Other younger guys' experience. This seems to be the experience, right? And because of that experience, younger men are not looking towards older men for direction anymore. Younger men are not looking towards older men for direction anymore, because too many younger men have so many bad experiences with older men. And quite frankly, here's the thing as well. A lot of the older men, they just don't have the knowledge. They just don't have the wisdom. They don't have anything. They don't. I've seen it. And I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but I'm a lot more wise. I'm a lot more knowledgeable than a lot of people, a lot of men twice my age. And it's crazy because I'm always actually seeking knowledge. I'm always actually seeking wisdom, right? And then when it gets to that point where it's time for a older guy to pour into me, I'm like, bro, like that don't fly no more, right? Or that don't sound right. Like they give you some bullshit ass knowledge that I'm like, bro, like no, I done been there, done that. I've already experienced that. That stuff don't work. That they swear up and down that their way is the only way and the only way that works. No, it doesn't. Life is multifaceted. Society is multifaceted. There's multiple things that can work, right? Not saying that some of these older guys are not right in what they're saying, but ultimately there's a lot of things that are wrong, and they're not willing to change. They're not willing to change their mind. They're stuck in their ways, right? But what I've grown to notice is that a lot of these guys, they've lived 50 years, right? They've lived 60 years, right? And they just do not have the knowledge of someone that you would think have lived that long. A lot of these older guys, they still have the mind of an 18-year-old. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. This goes for the women too. This goes for the women too, absolutely. I've met countless 30 something year old women, 40 something year old women, even 50 something year old women. They act like teenagers. They act like teenagers. They act like teenage girls. They act like teenage girl. And there's a saying that a lot of women don't grow mentally and emotionally past the age of 16. Whenever they started having sex, that's when it stops. Whenever they start getting mass attention from men, that's when they stop maturing, right? And the same, like, listen, guys, the same goes for men. You know how many 40-year-old, 50-year-old men in the workplace that act like little teenage bitches? I can't even count on my fingers how many times I've encountered older men. When I say older men, I'm really talking about like that old enough to be my father, old enough to damn near be my grandfather. And it's sickening. It's sickening that the younger men have to deal with this disconnect. It's sickening that the younger men can't get any knowledge, can't get any wisdom. You want to know why? So many younger men are falling behind. You want to know why? Why so many younger men are lacking masculinity? You want to know why so many young men are just failing in life? It's because of these old bitch ass motherfucking men. That's what it's because. That's what it's because of. That's part of the reason, right? So it used to be to where, like, if you didn't have your father, or if your father failed, or if your father was just misleading you, you had men out in the world who were men and were and you could get a perfect example of where are our leaders now? Where are our leaders now? There's no. That's why the red pill did explode the way that it exploded. But then when you look at the quote unquote leaders of the red pill, look at the state of them. Like I've said before in the previous video, look at the state of them. Look at the state of them. Locked up, dead, uh, frauds, marrying escorts. I mean, they pay for sex now, and I'm not saying that there's something wrong with it. I told you this is what the game is turning into anyway. All men pay. However, just look at the state of the leadership and what was supposed to be the red pill, what was supposed to be men's gateway out. Just look at the state of that now. Look at the state of it. That's what it's turned into. So now where are the leaders? Where are the men? Where are the older men who are supposed to lead the younger men out of this turmoil, out of this ditch? There are none. There are none. So what's happening now, like I just said, younger men are picking up the torch. Younger men are picking up the torch, like me. Like me, there's many there, like I would be considered fairly young. I'm 28. I would be considered fairly young. But I speak like I've lived 2 times already. That's just the fact of the matter. And I don't know if it'll ever change. Because these older guys, man, they swear they right. They swear they know what they're talking about. They swear up and down that this is the way and the only way, but it is not. They don't even understand that we stay in a whole new world. We stay in a brand new world, baby. We stay in a whole new world. This ain't the 80s no more. This ain't the 90s no more. This ain't the early 2000s. This is 2024 going on 2025, man. This is a whole brand new world. Dating is not the same. Relationships are not the same. People keep on preaching marriage. These dating coaches keep preaching marriages. These older guys keep preaching marriages. Yeah, go ahead and marry that girl. Man, what? What are you talking about? Old guy? Marry her? Nah, man. And I'm not saying that marriage for what marriage is bad. But with the other person, with the other gender, yeah, it's bad. And then listen, man. I'm not just gonna keep it. I don't like being one sided. It's bad on both sides. There's not a lot of men who are capable of being providers and protectors and husbands. That's the fact of the matter too. But at the same token, there's not a lot of women who can be wives, who can be submissive women, who can be. They don't want to be that. They don't want to be that. But you got these older guys swearing you up and down. Oh, you need to get married. You need to go ahead and put a ring on her. You need to go ahead and pop that question. Yeah, that's a good girl right there. That's a good girl. These older guys quick to call somebody good. They don't call. The only reason they call these girls good is strictly off of looks alone. They don't call them good for no other reason alone. They look at them. They got a nice body, nice pair of titties, nice little fatty on the back. Nice little wagon on the back. Oh yeah, that's a good girl right there. Oh, she made your plate. Oh yeah, that's a good girl right there. Yeah, that's a good girl right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to go ahead and marry that. You need to go ahead and marry that, man. Girl could be a whole skeezer. Oh, a whole hoe out here, man. A whole hoe. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. And this is just where it's leading to. This is where it's trending to. And I mean, is it working? Is it not working? I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out in the next 10 to 15 years. We'll figure that out in the next 10 to 15 years. And I mean, quite frankly, the younger guys just don't want to listen anyway to the older guys because we look at them as failures. The younger guys look at the older men as failures. That's how we look at them. They failed in the marriage game, right? They failed in that. They became, the wives took the kids, and they was divorced to kingdom come, and they got on child support, and not really a fault to their own. I'm not saying that, but they were a product of what they were raised under. But we still look at that as failure. A lot of those men, they didn't end up becoming anything. They didn't end they ended up accepting the 9 to 5. They accepted a 9 to 5 with the same pay rate for the next 20 years or whatever. Their whole 20, 25, 30-year career. They accepted the same pay rate, didn't ask questions, didn't debate nothing. They just went to work, came home, and lived their little measly, mediocre life. Us younger guys, we're looking at that as fuck no. We don't want to live like that. We don't want to live like that. We want to live life on our terms. And you can do that. You can do that, but it comes down to, you have a lot of younger guys, they got to realize too that no matter what, no matter if you're an older guy, no matter if you're a younger guy, right? Things take time. Things take time. No matter if you want to listen, it don't matter who you listen to. Things take time. And sometimes you just so happen to have luck and preparation meet at the same time and burst you off into the atmosphere. Yeah, that happens. But for most of us, we have to put in that work. We have to put in that time. That's why I think it's important for a lot of younger guys to put in that work when you're 17, put in that work when you're 16, especially now. There's no reason not to. Put in that work when you're 14, man. Especially now, because you don't have to wait. You have social media. You got little kids making millions of dollars off of toy reviews. Come on, bro. You got chicks who making listen, it's crazy out here. People are making money. Young people are making money out here. You just have to figure it out. And we don't want to listen to the older guys telling us, oh, you need to invest in your 401k. You need to go to work and work this miserable ass job so you can be miserable as fuck like me. So you can die miserably just like me. Nah, man, we're not trying to do that. We're not trying to listen to that. You need to get married so you can be miserable too. And yeah, have a bunch of kids and barely can afford to buy yourself shoes and buy yourself something nice and go out to eat. Man, nobody ain't trying to do that. Nobody ain't trying to do that. We trying to live our best life out here as quick as we can. As quick as we can. Because here's the thing, things are speeding up. Social media has made it so easy. Social media has made it so easy. All you got to do is apply yourself. Things are possible. Things are possible out here. But yeah, tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Am I tripping, or is like the younger generation is definitely being led by the younger men? They're no longer listening to the older men. I'm noticing that on YouTube. I'm noticing that, in the real world, the younger men more so congregate. They're not listening to the quote unquote wisdom of the older guys because, quite frankly, they don't have no wisdom. They don't have no knowledge. A lot of them are dumb as hell. They are as dumb as a bunch of 14, 15-year-olds, in my opinion. A lot of them live life so long and not learn a goddamn thing. And that's just the facts of the matter, man. So tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.